This is the Power Acoustik CP-71W, an extremely popular upgrade for people with single-DIN head units because it comes with built-in Apple CarPlay and it can support Android Auto as well. I'm going to be fitting it into this today, my 2005 Lotus Exige, because the original Blaupunkt stereo in this car doesn't even have Bluetooth. I'll take you through where you can buy it from, how to install it, and if you're a Lotus owner, why this is the only stereo to fit in this specific car. If you haven't got one already, go grab yourself a cuppa, get sat down, and let's get into it. Right, so this unit has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, GPS, Bluetooth, you know, everything that you want in sort of like a modern car. Now, the only issue that you'll have if you live outside of the US is trying to buy this thing, because the only place that I could find it for sale was Walmart. Now, Walmart only ship to the US, but there are companies out there which will basically send any item that can only be shipped to the US to their warehouse, and then they send it on from there to anywhere in the world. Now, I was going to do that myself, but I thought because I've sort of built up a bit of a following, I'll see if any of you guys are over in the US and see if you can bring me one back. So, Harry, thank you very much, mate. He brought this back over for me and then shipped it back up from wherever he lives in the UK. And that's basically saved me about 80 quid, I think, on shipping and import fees. Now, if you do want to use one of these third-party sites, I've never used one before myself, but I know that they're out there, you will still run into one little problem, and that's trying to buy something off Walmart's website because you need an American mobile... Someone's dying. You need an American mobile or cell phone number to be able to sign up and make an account. Not sure if that's an easy enough thing to do. I didn't have to look into it. Harry brought me this one back. I wasn't lying though about this being the only one that fits in this specific car. So, let's crack on. So, as well as the actual radio itself, you might want some other parts, including some wire connectors. Now, I've got these because I haven't got my soldering iron yet. Radio removal tools. This one is a set where it does pretty much every brand. A wiring harness adapter. Now, you need one of these to do the job. I thought one came with the head unit, but it doesn't. So I will pop the code up on the screen of what this one is, which is obviously going to be for a Lotus. And if you want to do a proper job, some de-pinning tools, because you do, on a Lotus, have to take the yellow and the red wire, which is like the standby power, I think, and switch them around, but I'm just going to wire them together. So that's what you want. So to begin with, the old unit has to come out. I popped the front of the stereo off, and those removal tools are going to come in handy now. I probably went a little bit overkill buying this set, which covers every single manufacturer, but these little barbecue tongs are the ones that I'm after. Simply slide them down each side of the stereo, which releases some spring clips, allowing you to pull the unit out. Just so you're aware, the new Power Acoustik unit does come with its own removal tool in the box, just in case you want to take it back out in the future. Then all that's left to do is to remove the cage, which will more than likely be secured in with a couple of folded metal tabs. Just bend those back and the cage will be free. Now, this is the OEM head unit that I've just taken out. It's quite weighty, but as you can see, the front screen, if you like, if you can call that a screen, is central to that cage. There's not a huge overhang sticking up or a huge overhang underneath. And if I compare it to the Power Acoustik one, you can see that that is exactly the same. It's maybe a little bit wider, but more importantly, it sits central to that cage. Now, I did say this is the only head unit that fits into my car specifically, and I think I'm telling the truth there. I can't find an alternative anywhere that's set up the same way as the OEM head unit with the screen central to that cage. Most of them are like this. Now, this is a cheap one that I bought off eBay, and the screen it's a lot bigger, but it's also offset for some reason to that cage. Now, if I take it back into the car, I'll show you why that's a problem. Now, there is a major overhang on the dashboard. And the reason why these ones don't fit, the cheaper ones, is because of that screen. If it was central, it'd slot straight in. But because it sticks up, it doesn't. Now, I'm not sure if these ones fit to the cars which have the radios fitted in the centre, because in the later model cars, these vents are actually up on the top of the dash and the radio's slotted in here. So perhaps you can get away with these cheaper ones in cars that have that set up, but unfortunately for people who've got the passenger offset stereo, you're going to have to do what I'm doing. A little bit more costly, but should look the bee's bollocks. Before installing the Power Acoustik unit, you're going to want to connect it to the wiring harness adapter. This is a relatively straightforward task. It's a case of matching up all of the colours and connecting the cables together. It may look like you have multiple cables of the same colour, but some of the cables do have a little black stripe running down the side of them, so just be aware of that. I'm just going to be using these wire connectors for the time being, just so I can prove that everything works. Later on, I can take the stereo back out, and if everything is all good, I'll solder all the cables up. Right. That's all the connections made. Like I say, what I'm going to do once I've proved that this works, because it is a bit of a mess at the moment, is tidy it all up and solder them all together. There is one loose one, which is for the rear camera, which I don't need because I don't have one. But everything else is connected up. The red is to yellow, and the yellow is to red on the other side, which is what you need to do. Because if you power down this head unit and they're wired up, red to red, yellow to yellow, you lose all of your presets. So let's go give it a go, see if we can fit it in the car and power it up, see what it does. Right, so we're powered up and everything seems to be working. So we've got Apple CarPlay on there currently at the moment. There's now an update because I've got an Android phone that I need to go download off the computer, plug it in to this little USB slot at the back. I was kind of hoping there was going to be a place where I could route it out of the dash and sort of like tuck it away down there maybe, because there are a couple of features on here. You can sort of change the background and bits and bobs like that, and I wanted to do that later on. But yeah, need to go do the update now for the Android Auto before I fit the rest of it in, just to make sure that everything works. So I finally have Android Auto. So when you plug the head unit in, you will get this popping up, Apple CarPlay, but Android Auto won't be on there. All you have to do is visit the Power Acoustik website, which I'll put down in the description. It's a specific site with the download link for this Android update on. You need to download it, uncompress the file, stick it onto a formatted USB stick, and then what you want to do is plug it into the USB port at the back, which I don't have access to when I've got it mounted in here like this. I don't have a place where I can actually route the USB out of, which would be quite handy. Plug it in before you power it up, then turn the ignition on the car, go down to serial and version, and then just hit update. Now, I've already done it, so I don't want to do it again. It takes a couple of minutes, and then when you're finished, it'll pop up with a little Android Auto button down here. Now, this is great. I've never actually had this on any car before. But you've got access to your maps, whether you want to use Google Maps or if you want to use Waze. You've got access to all of your apps that you have on your phone down here. You can use WhatsApp. Oh, our lass is messaging me. Got YouTube Music. But yeah, having something like that inside of this car updates the interior massively, I think. And for the sake of, what, 150 quid? I think it's well worth it. What I'll do is I'll write a step-by-step guide on how to install this Android Auto. It's quite similar to how you change the startup logo as well, which I haven't showed you yet, I don't think. Lotus screen instead of the Power Acoustik logo that pops up. So yeah, really, really happy with how that's turned out. So it takes a couple of seconds for it to connect to Android Auto when you are powering it back up again. And it also knocks your camera off, as I've just found out, because I'm recording this on my phone. So yeah, definitely recommend that. It's something that really brings the car into the 21st century. I mean, the car's, what, 20 years old now? And it doesn't have anything luxurious inside. I've popped that in there, and now I kind of want to upgrade the speakers, because I can't hear my music at 70 miles an hour anyway, so... This isn't a sponsored video. I paid for all of this stuff out of my own pocket. Believe me when I say I get bombarded with emails from China asking me to fit the latest CarPlay screens. Amongst other things, I got asked to promote a massage gun the other day, which isn't really on brand. But you know, might be worth accepting it just for our lass. If you found the video useful, drop it a like. I know the Lotus owners have been dying for me to make this video. Comment down below any upgrades that you might think I might want to install on the next Lotus video. And yeah, thanks for watching. I've been Luke Ship, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!